God punished her. God struck her with leprosy. Leprosy. I don't know if I pronounce it right. And God allowed her to be white as a snow. Since she's black, she didn't like a black woman. We have races between us. We see that, oh, I'm lighter than her. She's not like me. I'm not African. For black people who's calling themselves they're not African, even white, they are, the first human being from Africa. So I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are, especially when you're a black person. Look just like African, but you choose to say, ah, no, I'm not African. The devil is a liar. Anyways, white as snow, and I want you to think that God made her white as snow. You know why? That was a punishment for her prejudice against a black woman. God hates racism, and that's why when I'm speaking about racism is not a color thing, it's the work of the enemy. A black person can be racist, a white person can be racist. It works better because the enemy use European using other skin color to keep us into division, but he can use any color. This is an action from the enemy. It's not something only white people do it, because we see what's going on in South Africa, black people against black people. So that's why, as children of God, when we see those things, we have to put our knees down to pray and pray for God to change the heart of those people instead of letting them get to us and acting exactly like them. So we will not be possessed by the enemy. So let me go. That is in your Bible. So in Numbers 12, verse 1 through 9, what it said, why don't they teach that in church? They don't want you to know. And that's why you have to be curious in life. Ask God for curiosity. I don't say gossiping. Curiosity is wanted, is the ability to want to know more, especially to want to know more about your creator. That's a beautiful thing. And Moses didn't just marry to a black woman. He grew up in Africa, Egypt, under the new kingdom that was a black African civilization. The pharaohs were Africans. Acts 7 verse 22 says Moses was educated in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. He learned from African scholars, African priests, Africans intellectuals. And the early church, Augustine, Tertullians, Athanasius, some of the greatest theological minds in all of church history are from North Africa, all of them. So let's go to Psalm. In Psalm 68 verse 31, princess shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hands unto God. These verses enslave Africans in America, held onto this verse like a lifeline. It was proof that God had not forgotten them, proof that God saw them, proof that Africa was in his plan. And look at Africa today. Over 734 million Christians as of 2024, a growth rate of 31% from 2010 to 2020. The fastest growing churches in the world are in Nigeria, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Uganda. Ethiopia is one of the oldest Christian nations on earth, but they don't tell you that. They preserve manuscripts the Western Church lost, and that's why they banned the Ethiopian Bible. But black people think Jesus is a white man. Christianity is for European. They manipulate us. We have to worship black magic. Voodoo is for black. Voodoo is for the devil. Black magic, anything that you're doing, practicing black magic, it will keep you into darkness. And I'm Haitians. And I'm a Haitian blood. If I'm telling you that, it's not because I am lost. It's because I saw what's going on in my land. And I love my people. I love my land. I love my culture. But one thing that I hate is the practice of black magic and voodoo. And Haitians don't like when I'm saying that, oh, you lost. It's because I'm not lost. I find myself in God. That's why I know the truth. And I'm grateful to God I never put my hand into that evilness things. So African missionaries are now re-evangelizing Europe and America. God always keep his word. In Psalm 68 verse 31 is being fulfilled right now in your lifetime. Let's go the 400 years. In Genesis 15 verse 13, God told Abraham, your offspring will be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and will be servants there, and we will be servants there, and they will be afflicted for 400 years. The first enslaved Africans arrived in Jamestown, Virginia in 1619. The Emancipation Proclamation was issued in 1863. That is 244 years of chattel slavery. On top of generations of Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration. The Exodus story. I have a video about the Exodus and where I speak about Jubilee. 400 years of slavery, miraculous liberation, judgment on the oppressor, compensation upon living. And that's why I have a music that said Jubilee. No more stolen land for king. God gonna take everything back. Don't forget, we are renter. Nobody own anything. The land belongs to God. That is not just ancient history. That is a mirror. And God told Moses in Exodus 3 verses 21 and 22, my people will not live empty-handed. In Deuteronomy 12:15. I love Deuteronomy book. When you free a servant, do not send them away empty-handed. Give from your flock your threshing floor, your threshing floor, your wine press, because they earn it. The biblical words for justice, it's Mishpat. And Mishpat does not just mean punishment for wrongdoers. It means restoration for the oppressed, restoring what was stolen, lifting up those who were pushed down, repairing what was broken. Biblical justice is not charity, it is restitution. And whatever the Lord said, it becomes law. God never lies. When God says something, before you even say it, it becomes law. So that's why when the Lord says something, we have to take it very serious before everything in the world, before even ourselves. Now, let me show you how they bury all of this. 5 ways, 5 deliberate, systematic ways. Number 1, the legal system after slavery ended vagrancy. Laws arrested black men for being unemployed and sent them back to plantations as convict labor. Slavery by another names, then redlining, discriminatory lending, voter suppression, the war on drugs, mass incarceration. The system never stopped. It's just changed its name. Number 2, the media. For over a century, black people in film, in television, in media were portrayed as criminals, servants, comics relief, or completely invisible. The 2014 film Exodus cast a white man as Moses, a white man as Ramses. In Africa, in Egypt, white men. Number 3, the theology. They use the Bible as a weapon to preachers told enslaved people that the suffering was God's will, that obedience to the master was obedience to God. And I believe that too, because they were telling me black people were cursed. But I said, no, the devil is a lie. I started asking God for the truth. He started allowing me to see the truth. They mistranslated Cush to hide the race of Moses' wife. You need to check Nego map. You will see Benin is right here and Ibu land is here. So You can't